Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to Anime King 2, and I'm back with a brand new episode, part 6 of What If Naruto Was Obsessed with Being Perfect. Remember to get this one too, 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends on your social media platform, and also, guys, if you're new, yes, I have 4 more channels: Anime King 3, Anime Symbol, Anime Prince, which I post what if on every single day for you guys to enjoy. All the links will be down in the description, so go ahead and obliterate that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And don't forget to go ahead and turn on the bell notification to see when I post, and comment your ideas on any of the latest posts for future What Ifs release. So yeah, without further ado or wasting more time, let us begin now, guys. So, the last part that we left off. So now that Senju had become the Hokage, a lot has been changed in the village. A lot of developments had taken place. Sasuke Uchiha flinging the village a train under Orochimaru. Ino's mother has been getting regular updates, letters from her daughter, as they were all getting them to know that she was okay. There was no way to send anything back, but at least they know that she was okay. As Kurenai was able to speak to Tsunade, realizing that the entire time that she was being toyed with. We also got to see that Naruto paid Tsunade a visit, and he took something away from her, some of her chakra it seems. She did not know who he was back then, but now she knew as she was the leader of the village. Sakura had been training under Tsunade ever since, wanting to be strong enough to bring back her best friend and her teammates. Sasuke has been, well, MIA as no one has heard anything, Jiraiya being unable to find anything on either of them. As everything seemed to be going rather, well for Ino's situation, when you look at it away as you realize that she was perfectly safe, and Naruto would not let any harm befall her. We also got to see that Naruto had paid Gaara a visit, wanting to talk to him, as Naruto was the one that had freed him back. He wanted to understand given Gaara's mindset. He poked around in his mind while he had him captive. Gaara thought that Naruto was here to change him, but Naruto wanted to know something. But that night brought a new Gaara forward, as he was changed by Naruto. For the better it seems. We then get to see Ino. Whatever she desired Naruto provide for her, she was willingly staying with him, as she didn't want to leave because she was trying to help him, but she noticed that he was getting worse. In not just terms of his obsession, but his skin was getting pale, his hair was getting dull. Naruto was becoming more and more sickly. Haku was mostly there to keep her company, as they were always moving around, but sometimes they stay in one place for a couple of months or so. Over the past couple of years, Naruto had ensured that she would train as well. He retrieved all the scroll from her family compound. She didn't even ask. He also had others that would help her greatly, as she was growing stronger and stronger. Her desire to stay by his side, as she seemed to be the only reason why he doesn't just randomly massacre people and take what he desire. What he was doing was taking much longer, but it was better than the path that making him become a monster. However, Gaara got kidnapped. Ino had to risk using a knife on herself for Naruto to arrive. As she had guards there, knowing that he wouldn't allow her to die. He was upset that she would put her life in jeopardy, but Ino saw something. He had a connection with Gaara. Gaara seemed to be a friend of his, in a way that he didn't even accept just yet, but she believed that this was on the path of recovery for him, so she desperately wanted to go to help save Gaara. Eventually, Naruto agreed. As he made his way towards the location, that is where the remaining members of Team 7 teamed up with none other than the remaining members of Team 10. Kakashi was leading them as Team Guy was there as well. Naruto was able to stop the jutsu as the clones simply vanished away. Sasori and Deidara, a battle commenced between them as Naruto summoned 10 shadows. They seemed to be wearing strange masks. They attacked Sasori and they butcher him rather ruthlessly. Sasori, a S-rank ninja, was taken out. Kakashi immediately noticed that something was off with Naruto, as him being here was a surprise to all of them. He exchanged Deidara's life for Gaara, returning Gaara back to the land of living, shocking everyone. Gaara was surprised, too weak to stand, but he spoke to Naruto, remembering their conversation all those years ago. But he did notice though that Naruto was dying. As he said it out loud, his hair was much more pale, his complexion dull. Ino tried to show the others that she was fine. They tried to take her back, but she refused. Shikamaru believed that she was having sympathy for Naruto's case, that she needed their help. It was Guy that knocked her out, handed her to Lee and tell him to go, while they stopped Naruto as they surrounded him. They couldn't allow him to leave. They would bring him back to the village and sort all of this out. As they surrounded him, all the masses returned back to Naruto as they fused into one as he placed it on his face, telling them that they wouldn't be able to stop him. So yeah guys, basically as we left off, you guys can switch across the place, check out for yourselves as we begin this new episode. Everyone was tense as they surrounded him. Shikamaru already making 3 steps in his head already. How they could counter and stop Naruto right here. As Guy and all of them gazed towards him. Tenten, Neji, as they prepare themselves. Lee was already moving off with Ino to get her to safety. Gaara was at safety, unable to get to his feet. Having just been brought back, his body was depleted and needed some time to restore itself. Sakura stayed back, ready with her medical ninjutsu. Choji, his arms growing large. They were ready to take Naruto down. They surrounded him from all sides. Lady Chiyo had moved towards Gaara's side, as she stood there for the Kazekage, who seemed to be observing keenly. He knew deep down that Naruto would not kill them. Naruto wasn't the enemy. Gaara heard things, but from that night he knew that he was just a very complex person that was trying to understand something beyond this world. If that would drive him crazy before the time comes, no one knows. It was Shikamaru that gave the signal. As Guy moved in, within a moment he was in front of Naruto. He swinged a kick. Shikamaru expected Naruto to go back. That is why his eyes was already on Neji, who dropped into his stance. However, Shikamaru recalled what Naruto said before the battle began. It doesn't matter how much you plan, I'm always a step ahead. Despite Naruto's frail form, well, the mask was on his face now. All of his guards, their body had broke into shadows, and all of the masses were like pieces that came together into one that he placed on his face. He blocked Guy's kick, stunning many of them, even Kakashi. There was no friction, no movement. He simply disarmed all of the power behind Guy's kick. Yes, you heard that right. As Guy intended to send him back, Shikamaru realized he had no choice. His shadow shoot forward and capture Naruta's butt. Something was wrong. What is this? Shikamaru spun and slammed his heel in Choji's stomach, stunning Choji. As Choji stepped back, Shikamaru uppercut him. He grabbed him by the hair and slammed his face into his knee, knocking Choji out cold. Kakashi immediately realized the problem as Shikamaru launched kunais towards him. He jumped away. Shikamaru grabbed the explosive tag and threw it in the air. Guy immediately tried to knock Naruto back, but Naruto jumped away as the shadow broke. Shikamaru stood there stunned as the explosion, just for a brief second, drew their attention. Where did he go? Tenten said as she looked around. Neji's eyes widened. He saw Naruto with the Byakugan for a fraction of a second, and then he saw himself from countless different point of views. His mind struggling to understand what was going on. Tenten felt the sensation, but the moment she turned, it was over as Naruto held her, bridal style, as she was unconscious. He placed her down. Kakashi came bursting out of the ground, but Naruto tilted himself backwards. The copy ninja immediately switched, twisting down as he tried to sweep Naruto's leg. Naruto jumped as he reached and grabbed his shirt, bringing him down, but Naruto's feet slammed on the ground, stopping the momentum. He turned and threw Kakashi as Guy reached and caught him, stopping the force. Just like that, everyone was disheveled, confused. Choji lay on the ground unconscious with a broken nose. Shikamaru stunned to what he just did. Tenten lay unconscious. Neji still suffering the after effects of what the hell just happened. As Naruto stood there, the mask on his face. Guy and Kakashi broke apart, their speed enhanced. Sakura immediately moved towards Choji. They came from Naruto left and right. They then switched, turn and twist as Guy draw for the nunchucks, swinging them, Kakashi grabbing them as they used it as leverage. Naruto was dead in the center. It was over for him, it seems. Without even looking, without even glancing their way, 5 attacks came from the both of them in total, and Naruto dodged every one of them, despite only focusing forward. Shocked, confused, Guy crushed the ground, causing the debris to rise as he kicked it. Naruto's speed was beyond what he expected. His fist registered into Guy's gut a moment later. As Naruto grabbed Kakashi's hand, he slammed him in the chest, stunning the copy ninja as he took a few steps back. Kakashi twirled, trying to use the momentum as he raised his leg. Naruto blocked it and pushed it down and slammed his palm at his chin. Kakashi felt a strange sensation, like his mind was being shut down as he shook his head, his Sharingan flaring. Guy spun and lashed out with a kick. Naruto kicked as well as the force was cancelled out. Kakashi saw something strange. He was not just overpowering them, he was somehow using the exact amount of force to cause their technique to be absolute. What in the hell? How is he doing that? It made no sense. As Shikamaru got what he needed though, he used the stone and the debris on the ground. The shadow, as he stepped his technique up, shadow stitching. It bind Naruto's shadow on the ground. He had no idea what just happened, but it would not happen once again. However, Naruto's hand started to raise. Shikamaru struggled as he shouted, "Take him out now," he said. Guy and Kakashi dashed forward. The both of them raised their leg with 2 kicks to knock Naruto out cold. Shikamaru's head was thrown back. Both men were stunned as Shikamaru fell down to the ground. Naruto got hit, but Shikamaru felt the pain, the force knocking him out. Neji got to his feet, shaking his head. questioning what just happened. Sakura couldn't believe what she was seeing. She had no idea what was going on. However, the next moment, Naruto coughed. As he jumped away, Kakashi saw it. Blood slipped from under the mask. He stopped, looking around towards the unconscious people. As he gazed at Naruto, "You can't keep this up. It was just as the Kazekage said, you're dying. And this is simply killing you more. Stop this now. Just come with us. We have one of the greatest medical ninjas in the world. She can find a way to heal you. Things aren't as bad as of this moment. There is still a chance," he said. Naruto reached up as he removed the mask. His frail, sickly form seemed to take shape. The mask shattered into 10 pieces. Those strange humanoids, strange men arrived once again. A few of them having female forms though. But given the fact that they show no legs, maybe it's a cloak that was just too long. They stood there as Naruto stood in the center. They surrounded him. "It's been a while since I test myself." "Thank you, Sensei," said Naruto. He looked around. "You're right. This is simply wasting time. And I must save Ino." "You're not saving her. You're kidnapping her. Are you truly fooling yourself in believing that you're doing the right thing? She has family, friends back at Konoha, who wants her back and you're keeping her captive. You're wrong. No, you're wrong. You've done so much, can't you realize? You are smart, incredibly intelligent. You're robbing her for freedom, making her believe that it's okay for her to coexist in your world when it's not. Your actions are becoming dangerous and soon enough, she will be targeted just like everyone close to you. And she's the only one. You say you care for her, but is that really the life that you want her to live? Isolated, alone. What happened if you die, said Kakashi, still in his tone. If she cares about you as much as you think, how much will it wreck her if you die? Kakashi said, balling his fist as he glared at Naruto. Naruto looked down for a moment, as it seemed to be registering to him like he was questioning himself. However, Naruto wasn't paying attention. Go, he said. The next moment, the larger one melted into the ground. Answer me, said Kakashi. It only took around 10 seconds as he returned, holding Lee and Ino, both of them now unconscious. Guys, step forward. I mean your student no harm, said Naruto. He took Lee and placed him on the ground as he started to walk away. I can't just let you leave, said Kakashi. Naruto paused. I made a promise that I wouldn't kill Konoha shinobis, that I wouldn't kill those that did not deserve it. However, my goal is much more important than your existence. If it is something that you truly want to test, try and stop me again. And this time, I will fight you all for real, said Naruto. Kakashi looked around, towards the injured and unconscious, him and Guy being the only one standing. As Guy was strong, he was strong as well, but the unknown was worrying them. I will take the option away from you, said Naruto as he turned to Gaara. He gave him a look. Gaara returned, said look. A look of understanding, it seems. The next moment they surrounded Naruto. Both Naruto and Kakashi gaze met once more. Kakashi moved, so did Guy, but by the time they reached, they all vanished away just like that. It was over. He escaped. Damn it. What none of them seemed to notice was they were being watched by a young man known as Sai. As he placed his mask back on, he made his way. Time skip. Gaara returned back to his village. The people cheer in joy and happiness, seeing their leader alive. After everything was settled, Kakashi spoke to Gaara, the both of them alone. He looked through his window as he spoke. His theory was solid to him. I do not believe that he's a bad person, but he is trying his best not to do bad stuff. He kept me captive for a while. I'm surprised that I lived. He also came to speak to me, searching for answers, trying to understand what he must do. I know that it is the order from your Hokage to bring him and the girl back, but I think she's the one that is keeping him stable and grounded. His desire to keep her safe can be stronger than his obsession, but it is a struggle, Gaara said. When they returned to the village, luckily, no life was lost, and 2 Akatsuki members were killed. As Tsunade was brief, she was surprised that all of them failed. However, as the explanation started to be given, he took control of my shadow, Shikamaru said. Not only that, he took control of it to take control of me, without even wheeling a hand sign. When I look at him, I could see my own reflection in ways that doesn't truly make sense. It was almost like he controlled my eyes. Not to mention, he was able to pass on our pain to Shikamaru when we attacked him. I believe it because there were shadows that were connected between them, Kakashi said. Kurenai was also there. It seems he's evolving. They looked towards her. When he took the members from the clan, each of them was special in a different way. Each of them came from one of Konoha's main clans. Somehow, he has isolated the genetical sequence that makes them what they are, going back into their clan history and background. I never thought something like this was even possible, but I think he's found a way to transcend the limit of each and every bloodline and add it to himself. The shock in the room was grave, vast, as they truly understand the implications. However, his desire not to harm them or kill them, but his desire to get what he deserved. Being so strong, it was so complicated. Tsunade was struggling on how to make a move, given the fact that they can barely find him unless he wants to be found. Damn it, she cursed to herself, not knowing that if Ino would be able to keep up, keeping him in check. What if something happened? What if something happened to her? What then? Tsunade questioned, fear in the future. Meanwhile, Sai knelt in front of Danzo, giving his report. Sai had accompanied them. Sai had been making moves. He was just one of the few, but he was tasked with following the team from Konoha. Seeing how the operation went with this new threat, the Akatsuki. Konoha not having their own Jinchuriki, things were, well, not right there. However, he came across some wonderful news as he shared that with his master. Danzo had been working with Orochimaru. Their desire, it involved Naruto. However, his newfound strength proved that he still had one weakness though. The problem is how they would get to her. He wrote a letter as he had Sai pass it on to Orochimaru. Meanwhile, you seem upset, Naruto questioned as he looked towards Ino. Her back was turned to him. She was awake. You told them that you were planning on leaving me there. Yes, I were. He said straightforward. After all we've been through, you would abandon me just like that. She said to him. We're not children anymore, said Naruto. Not that I have been for a long while. We have to start to see reality as it is. What the hell is that supposed to mean, she said. Do you even care about me? She questioned. The look on his face. He didn't seem angry or upset. It was something she couldn't define. He did not answer. She did not know if that was a good or bad thing. You're not living your life. You're constantly worried about me. Tell me, I've given you everything that you've wanted. All you ask, I've given to you. And yet, are you happy? Are you happy, Naruto said, cutting her off. That's the question I want to be answered. You're here because of me. Don't you realize? Those guards outside are to keep you safe. They're never to stop you from leaving. I haven't given them the order to do so for a long while. It's because I don't want you to suffer, said Naruto. Every single day you're worried about me. You're trying to help me. You're trying to stop me from going down that path. My promise, it concerns you every single moment. You're trying to save my soul. You're trying to keep me protected. And at the same time, it's harming you. You're not living your life. This is not the way or the place for you. So yes, when I brought you there, I was gonna leave you. But I'm selfish, said Naruto. Even as I stand here, I want you to stay. Because as I progress and I see you, it's better. Knowing that I'm taking a longer path, but seeing you there, talking to you, things are better, said Naruto. I don't know how it would be if I was alone. That is why I was gonna leave you there. But I chose the selfish path. Even now as I stand here, I'm angry. Not at you, not at the world, but at myself. You asked me if I care about you. More than you will ever know, said Naruto. And that's the problem. I shouldn't. Because when I care, I'm weak. I'm slow, ineffective. But that's the problem, he said, stepping towards her. And I should stop being selfish. Because if I don't, I'll drag the both of us down and nothing will be accomplished. Don't, she said, as she got to her feet. I can still help you. Perhaps. I'm beyond being helped, said Naruto. Perhaps Kakashi was right. No, he's not, she said. Taking Naruto's face in her hands, she looked deeply into his eyes. I am not just here because I want to help you. I've struggled with these feelings for the longest time now. And you have to know. Naruto, Ino could not finish her sentence. As he placed a hand to her chest, she felt a jolt. It wasn't painful, but it was quick. As she proceeded to fall into his arms, Naruto stood there. No sound came from him, but tears came from his eyes. Having an idea of what she was going to say. The pain was so much he felt like he wanted to puke. And yet he thought that he overcome such feelings, but no. But he couldn't. He couldn't allow her to say what she wanted to say. Kakashi's words conflict with his selfishness. As Naruto was in pain. Gravely so. He leaned down as he whispered, I love you, he said. And I will always love you, he said to her. Time skip. She was packing things up for the night as she was gonna head home. Her special guards on different duties. They would come by, the checks to pass over. The Hokage must always be protected. But within this moment, everything was just calm. What she didn't expect, though, was for him to suddenly appear. The mere fact that he could just get in and out of the village was a frightening realization. At first, Tsunade's heart dropped. Not because he was here, but as she saw Ino in his arms. She believed that she was That is when she saw her chest rising. She breathed a sigh of relief as Naruto rests, Ino on the couch. Nothing was said just yet. Tsunade moving towards Ino, seeing that she was fine. You've brought her back. Yes. She will try her best to come and look for me. Tell her that. She's done what she needed to do. Why? I thought you needed her. My team gave me the report on what happened. Perhaps I do. He said, looking towards her. As he looked at her for a long moment, no words were said. She could see it very clearly. You don't have long, she said. Couple of months at most. Judging by your features. Naruto smiled. You are the greatest medic after all. Tell me, what is wrong with you? She questioned. I wanted something great, so I pushed myself, said Naruto. Do you know that I can summon thousands of clones? Judging by the amount of chakra that you possess, yes. Do you also know that dispelling of one clone, all the information is transferred back to the mind? Yes, I know. While my body desire a lot, while I desire a lot, while the mind is a very powerful tool, learning over 50 years of work in a matter of months takes a lot. That's impossible. With that amount of clones, that would be... No, you didn't, she said. I did. I went to the extreme, and I started to slow down. By then I had enough knowledge to advance myself, but it wasn't enough. I tampered with my own mind. In order for all the information to remain stable, the stress of the constant information flow, it was simply too much. I had to save something, either my mind or my body. I saved my mind. Thus the process has been excelling over time, and my body is beginning to shut down. Organ failures, loss of sight and hearing. That isn't something that you can fix. Then what's the point, she said. Why strive for whatever you truly desire if it's all gonna go to waste? Naruto smiled. That was all he did, he smiled. And he was gone. He had to perfect a jutsu like the fourth Hokage. That mean there was a marker in here somewhere. Or was it? She would think about that later. The news was shocking to those that know about it. You see, the news was not very public. Some knew outside about Naruto, but Ino, many did not know anything about her, other than Orochimaru. Due to Danzo, they knew that Ino was his weakness. Outside though, no one really knows, so Naruto knew that she would be safe where she was, away from him. Time skip, Naruto sat as Haku was there. He was right, he was dying. There was a reason why he was always ahead, why he was always prepared. He pushed himself to be so. He broke himself to be so. And when it came to sacrificing one, because one had to be sacrificed, specialized seals transfer all the damage away. And his body was breaking down. And it was breaking down quickly. Months, she said. But it was just 2 at most for him. That fight excelled the process. But he was close, very close to achieving what he desired. I know you want to say something, go ahead, said Naruto, taking her back like that. Do you truly believe that was the right thing to do? It was for the best. For who? Haku said. I thought you were against me keeping her as a prisoner. When you first brought us back, I despised you. I wanted to end you so that I could be ended myself. But over time I started to study and understand you having no other things to do. I've seen the complexity that you are, Naruto Uzumaki. What you desire, what you truly represent, what you truly desire inside. However, she's also a big part of that. And if you're cutting her out, it's gonna affect you in ways that you know will be detrimental. Not just for you, for everything and everyone else. It has to be done, said Naruto. Now I can focus. Now I can do what I need to do. Naruto said, getting to his feet. I made her a promise that I would not become the one that the people see as a monster, but if I don't, I'll die. Time is running out. Then why? Why did you go and rescue Gaara? Why did you fight? Why did you do all of that knowing that it would shorten your time? Naruto did not answer as Haku though saw it. It was just like before. Just like when he purposely allowed Kurenai to know everything. He purposely did so. In order to push himself to get rid of Ino, because he knew if there was no reason to not get rid of her, he would keep her around. So he found a way to get rid of her, so that he can do what he must, forcing himself because he couldn't bring himself to do it otherwise. As much as he claimed that he wanted to erase that part of him that was human, he was still human for now, and he could not fight those feelings without having a deadline, and his death pushed him to do something drastic. Time skip. At Konoha, she barely talked. Glad to see her parents or friends, but she barely talked. They were giving her time to adjust, as Ino was struggling with the fact that he truly brought her back, that she never got to say what she wanted to say. She gazed towards one of the kitchen knife, but she stopped herself, remembering what happened the last time, but unlike then, there was no one here. She sat alone, her heart breaking to pieces. But not for herself, but for him, knowing that he's alone, knowing that she couldn't be there to help him. After a few days, they finally confronted her. She told them what she knew, his desire to become perfect. Naruto did not really care about that information, because he believed that he couldn't be stopped. He wasn't just smart. He had plans that had thousands of other plans. He told her. He knew from the beginning. Kurenai, the investigation. He was playing them all. Kurenai had surmised that. Seeing that she was facing a league above her own, that boy was truly something else. Of all these years, they doubted what Ino had to say, the fact that she did not truly know what Naruto was going to go beyond this. Other than what he took from Konoha, what else? She truly did not know. He went out of his way to keep her most out of the loop. They wanted the location, but she told them that it didn't matter. But they were persistent. She gave it to them, perhaps wanting Naruto to actually be there, but by the time they arrived, well, nothing was there. She knew where she was. He was completely open. He was right. The guards never kept her inside, she did. She saw the information, she knew where she was, but a part of her mind told her to just forget about it. He was gone, everything was gone. As she felt even more sad. Even though the others came, Shikamaru, Choji, Sakura, trying to help her out of her funk. When they realized that she wasn't sad for herself but him, They tried their best to understand, but they were truly struggling. It made them realize just how much she cared about him. So much. So much. Jiraiya, he, despite hearing everything, still continued. What Jiraiya wasn't expecting though, as he returned to his hotel room after visiting another village, to see Naruto inside sitting on the couch, drinking. And it was hard liquor. The Sanin was surprised but did not make a rush move. Of all the things I expect to see, you were not one of them, he said. Drinking my liquor as well. I sure hope that you're gonna pay for that. Don't worry, said Naruto. I can be accommodating. You know it's my room, right? Well, yeah. Then again, you have been searching for me for the longest time. I thought seeing me would make you happy. Suppose you're right. I heard what happened. Is that why you're paying me a visit? No. I'm wondering why. I've returned Ino. Why do you continue searching for me? Is it because of the bond that we share? Naruto questioned. Naruto had made it clear a long time ago, when he was kidnapped, that he knew everything. The Nine Tails, his parents, everything. I'm after you because I want to save you, said Jiraiya. You're lost, and I can bring you in. I'm lost, am I? Said Naruto as Jiraiya took a seat. Yeah, you are. I've seen this before. You're holding it well though. Don't compare me to Orochimaru. Well, you're looking like him. He was just like you back then. I know there was a moment that he tried to do the right thing in his own sick, twisted ways. But the path that you're going down, sometimes the right thing is something you can't afford to do. I've heard constant disappearance around these areas, returns without their memories, stripping innocent people of their free will. What I don't understand is, why are you going after civilians? They possess no special chakra, no bloodline, no dojutsu. Why? Isn't that the big secret, said Naruto. Not to mention you're getting worse. They told me that you were dying. You don't seem concerned, said Naruto. Because I know you're not gonna die. I compared you to Orochimaru because your mind is similar to his. There's no way that you're going to allow all that you've accomplished to just go down the drain. Even if you truly wanted help, you'd have turned yourself in a long time ago, knowing that we have the best medic, but you're too smart for that, because you already figured out a way to prevent your death. And that is why I like you, said Naruto. Taking emotions out of it and focusing on logic, Naruto said with a smile, as he chopped back some of the hard liquor. It would be best if you gave up. Is that a threat, Jiraiya said. Of course not. That would be strange, threatening you to leave me alone. Or is it? Naruto said. I'm gonna continue what I want in this village. But your presence here is making it rather difficult in a way, said Naruto. What? Afraid to face me? I'm facing you right now. Maybe it's because you're struggling with what you truly want to do and how you want to do it. You no longer have Ino. I know that she was helping you more than you were ever helping her. She was something else. Her desire to help you was so strong that she put everything else aside. You know how she feels about you, don't you? While I've barely spoken to her, and that is when you were kidnapped, I could tell that she loved you. She still do, with everything that she is. Are you just going to abandon all of that? What kind of man are you, Jiraiya said. Trying to focus on my manhood now, said Naruto. Trust me, there's no way you can pressure me into something. People seem to think that words and confession and love, all of this will change and sway me to a different path. You see, let me tell you something about myself. I love Ino, said Naruto. You're the first person I've said that to, that actually hear me. I love her more than anything else in this world. And that is my only weakness. My desire not to kill Konoha shinobis or those standing in my way is because of the promise I made to her. Other than that, I've lost the intention to hold myself back to get what I desire. Even now, if my goal was right there, and you stand in my way and the only way to get it was to kill you, I would not hesitate. You expect me to be touched for your words, Jiraiya said. No, I'm simply trying to make you understand. Perhaps I am a monster. I do what is necessary, but I don't think of myself as such. But isn't that the true definition of a monster? Not knowing that you truly are one, when you've done some horrific things. And trust me, I have done things, said Naruto. But don't worry, I'm finished with this village. But there are others, and you will continuously try to stop me. But it is pointless. As you can clearly see, space and distance are nothing for me. Naruto said, perhaps, if my parents had lived, the world would have been different, I would have been different, and we would have been closer. I'm sorry that it wasn't like that. You say you would have preferred it that way. Of course. I hate myself, said Naruto. You do, said Jiraiya. Yes, I've done some bad things. Why do you think I punish myself? Because I know I deserved it. Perhaps that makes me less of a monster. Or it makes me even worse, knowing that I can't stop, but I don't want to. Or maybe I can't. I'm not sure anymore, said Naruto. Well, I've wasted enough time. And as you can see, I'm dying. I barely have enough. Jiraiya could not stop him as he vanished away. The Sannin had found several people. Gaps in their memories. They've been missing for days. However, Jiraiya did a background check on each and every one of them. The closest thing he found that resembled them was they had distant relatives that originated from one spot. Other than that, there was absolutely nothing that would make them interesting for Naruto to go after them. So the Sannin doesn't understand exactly what Naruto wants, or what was he after. Absolutely none of it making any sense. And he just did not know what was truly going on. And Naruto was operating on a level that he couldn't keep up with. Time skip. Ino was safe. Tsunade decided to put some envoy on her just in case. But she was safe. She was mostly sticking to herself, walking through the parks. Calmly. There was just two envoys watching her. However, they struck. They knew everything, because they had information that was linked directly to the system. It was the envoys that they took down first, knocking them out. Ino, she was standing there. As she felt them, a part of her could have turned and fought. But she allowed herself to be taken. Crazy, yes, but knowing that it would bring him back. It seems like, while she was trying to cure him of his obsession, her love for him has become an obsession for herself. Over the past 3 years, she struggled with these feelings since she was a child, but now she willingly allowed herself to be taken, knowing that he would come, that he would save her. When the envoys report back in after recovering, Tsunade immediately had searches weeping all over the village. However, she couldn't be found. At first they believed that Ino was the one that ran away, but the signs showed that the envoys were attacked from behind and the spot on the ground. They tried to cover their tracks, but something was left behind, showing that movements were made. But this was deliberate. They wanted Konoha ninjas to know that she was kidnapped, because Ino was already taken. The perpetrator was Danzo, but not that they knew this though. He wanted them to know. He wanted Konoha to be occupied worrying about this. But the movements were already made for Ino to be taken out of the village that same night, transported somewhere else. While Danzo and Orochimaru did not trust each other, while working for the same goal, their mission was aligned, and they will do anything to achieve it no matter what. Ino was brought into a strange location. No one spoke to her as she was locked inside of a cell. Chakra suppressors to stop anything from coming in or coming out. These were specially made because within this base, the Sannin himself was here. Danzo people was also there as well, showing that Danzo truly did not trust him one bit. Hours went by. It seems that Naruto had truly let her go. No guards, no one watching over her, knowing that Konoha would keep her safe because of him, because he was a deterrent. But there was one though. Haku went to check in, having grown fond of her as a close friend. When he arrived to the village, it wasn't hard to learn the truth. Seeing the commotion, he returned, hesitating to tell Naruto the truth. Afraid for her safety though. The problem was, Naruto was trying to let her go, knowing that the village would keep her safe. Forbidding himself from looking in, forbidding himself from doing everything to know that she was okay. Trying his best, and that is why he pushed his time frame up. Haku came. As the words left his lips, Naruto tried to pick up Ino, the connection that they share. It wasn't just mental as well. He made sure of that. However, since he dropped her off, he deactivated. He activated the seal almost instantly. But he couldn't find her. He couldn't pinpoint her. Naruto was calm, unusually so as he spoke. "I tried, haven't I?" he said. He wasn't expecting a response from Haku. "I realize the innocent act is going so far, but it's also ineffective. There's a limited amount of people that know the truth. 90% of them will not make a move. 8 out of the remaining 10% will hesitate. The last 2. Naruto released a breath once more. "And this is a weakness of me caring," said Naruto. "Are you really gonna sit there and not find and help her?" Naruto looked towards him. "I shouldn't. I should continue my work. But I can't. Because thinking of her harm, knowing that she's hurt, it's making me ill. I want to puke. I want to destroy. I want to kill. Perhaps it's time that I give in a little bit. To show my enemies, to show the world the future of disappointing me. No, this isn't the path that she wanted for you." Haku said. Saving her this way, "Silence!" Naruto cut him off. "I'm tired. Days after I've tried to let her go, they took her. And you expect me to respond nicely? Well, I'm not," Naruto said, making his way downstairs. "They can't hide her away from me. I'll find her, quickly. And those that are responsible, it doesn't matter who they are, I will make an example out of each and every one of them. Brutally," Naruto said, making his way. But guys, be in subscribe right here. If you want to see next part, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notifications they posted. But I'm out for now. See you guys soon. Peace.